do? It's your boy, Young Hirsch, aka Hunter Hirsch, aka Hussle Simmons, aka your baby mama's favorite baby daddy. We back, episode 18. This is another marvelous episode of Truth Be Told, man. How are y'all doing? Give yourself a round of applause for being in the building and tapping in with your boy, man. Hey, y'all already know, man. It's episode 18. We been here for a minute. You know what I mean? And I just wanna thank y'all for still being here, tapping in, still tuned in with your guy. You dig what I'm saying? Um, Before we get into it, make sure I got my everything 1 2 1 2 right. Hey, before we get into it, man, how was y'all holiday? Let's talk about the holidays, man, because the holidays definitely just passed, and I want to know how was y'all holidays, man. 4th of July weekend just passed. Now, and we ain't trying to offend nobody who don't celebrate the holidays. Let's start there. You know what I'm saying? If you're not a holiday person, whether it be for religious reasons, spiritual reasons, or you just not one of them guys that do holidays, you know, one of them people that do holidays, we get it and we understand. But if you do, we want to know how was y'all holidays, man. 4th of July recap. Let me know in the chat. And what it do, sharing what it do. Before we get into this episode, man, it's only right, and you know, contractually, we obligated. But we ain't got no problem with that. We're giving a big shout out to our sponsors, man. Big shout out to Nationwide Sound Radio and Ticketmasters, man. Yes. This broadcast is brought to you by Nationwide Sound and Ticketmasters. You dig what I'm saying? So if you need tickets to any concert, event, sports at game, anything like that, man, hey, you already know Ticketmasters. And you want to catch us on the recap in case you missed the live, make sure you tap in at www.nationwidesoundradio.com, man. You can catch us each and every Tuesday at 6 o'clock. Now that we got that out the way, let's get into it. How was y'all holiday? How was y'all holiday, people? Let's talk about it. 4th of July weekend it will always be a great weekend for me because that's the weekend of my daughter's birthday. Shout out to my little baby girl, London. Her birthday is July 3rd, so each and every 4th of July is really like a personal, you know what I mean, national holiday for her. Like the fireworks show and all that, whatever going on, I always make sure I tie that in to my baby birthday, and we go big for her birthday. You know what I'm saying? She turned the big 10, big 10. That's right, my daughter is in double-digit numbers, and I'm kind of having a little anxiety about it. I'm not going to lie. You know what I'm saying? Because when she, you know, when you get to them double digit ages, you start getting into almost like Creature, what it do? You start getting into you know, different things. Like they start liking boys. Then, you know, boys start liking them, bodies start changing, all kind of stuff. So yeah, that was a bittersweet moment for me. I told her personally, hey, we gonna do your birthday, but you ain't turning 10. Cause I don't think I'm ready for you to go to double digits. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, she enjoyed her birthday. You dig what I'm saying? We had fun. We had a good time. 4th of July. Let me ask y'all something about 4th of July. What is it with 4th of July and black people to where y'all put more into 4th of July than Juneteenth? Cause y'all do know that 4th of July really not for us. Like 4th of July is when America got its independence from, like, I think it was like Britain or something like that. Y'all do know that, right? Like y'all need to be popping fireworks for Juneteenth, but that's really not what y'all be putting y'all emphasis on. And I know, you know, a couple years ago, along with the whole woke movement, people started like tapping in with the Juneteenth thing and all that. But I don't really feel like y'all be putting the same emphasis and effort into Juneteenth as y'all do the 4th of July. Correct me if I'm wrong, no chat. Like, I don't know. But, of course, they do a couple commercials, you know what I'm saying? Propaganda as usual. You know what I'm saying? They're going to make it seem like as if it's a big deal. But, you know, the people that's supposed to be celebrating it don't really celebrate it. And black people celebrate everything. When I say everything, I mean everything. Like, black people celebrate holidays that's not even theirs. Cinco de Mayo. That's not our holiday. As a matter of fact, the Mexicans don't even celebrate. Shout out to my Hispanic and my Mexican community. Mexicans don't even celebrate Cinco de Mayo, though. Y'all celebrate Valentine's Day. Y'all need to Google who Saint Valentine was. You dig what I'm saying? It's a Christmas. A lot of these holidays, Thanksgiving. Now, don't get me wrong. Thanksgiving is one of my top holidays. I'm not going to hold y'all. But if y'all really knew, and you know the sad part is, y'all know. Y'all know. When y'all kids come home with them pictures of them horns of plenty and all that colored and looking all nice, y'all know Thanksgiving wasn't that. Y'all know the Pilgrims and the Indians was not buddy-buddy. But that's what we do, though. Black people love to celebrate holidays that ain't really for us. I just feel like next year we need to band together and make 4th of July, Juneteenth just as big as 4th of July. That's just me. I ain't going to get too political on y'all because I was guilty of it. And like I say, my daughter's birthday around the same time, so we go stupid hard on 4th of July. And we would do it anyway because 3rd of July is a national holiday in our family. So shout out to my daughter, London. You know what I'm saying? She turned the big 10. We did it up. My whole weekend, let me give y'all a recap real quick. What we did. The day of, of course, birthday, we did the cake, ice cream, the whole thing. 4th of July, we went to my partner crib, big barbecue, big water slides, big pool party, big bar, big bottles. You know what I mean? We went crazy out there. I'm not going to lie to y'all. We went crazy out there. I got caught. You know what I mean? I did, and I will say, Shaq, too, because I've been on my no drinking, no smoking. I didn't smoke. But I for sure, I'm not going to lie. And man, if y'all on TikTok, YouTube, whatever, man, make sure y'all hit that like button, the share button, and get this out here. You know what I mean? I'm not going to lie. I did have me like I had me like a shot, and I had me like a drink of like some little mystery punch. You know what I mean? And it was busting. Now, I will say that since I haven't had a drink in so long, it did have me a little like, And I really didn't miss it after I had it, but it was cool to have it at the time. You dig what I'm saying? So I'm just keeping it all the way transparent with y'all. I had me a little drinky drink. I'm back off of it. You know what I mean? And it is what it is. I just had to keep it real with y'all. The day after, I think we went to the water park for my daughter's birthday, and then we ended it with doing. I think we just chilled. So yeah, she had a 3-day festivity for her birthday. And that's my hypocrisy and my justification. Because, I go crazy for my daughter's birthday, but then I kind of, for the 4th of July weekend. But then I kind of, blame it on the whole little, my daughter's birthday thing that kind of make sense to me. But what did y'all do for the 4th of July, and how was y'all 4th of July? You dig what I'm saying? I definitely got to get back in the gym because I ate enough for a whole village of people. Let's start there. I did eat enough for a whole village of people, and it was busting. And I'm not gonna lie, and I'm not gonna lie about it. I don't feel bad about it, and I do it again. I do it all over again. I promise you, I'll do it all over again. You feel what I'm saying? Fireworks. Let me ask y'all something. Who's still into fireworks? Because my partner, shout out to my nigga Vars, man. He went crazy with the fireworks as he do every year. Bro had about $3,000 worth of fireworks. You dig what I'm saying? Bro had about $3,000 worth of fireworks, and I'm not going to lie, he puts on a fireworks show better than the city of Montgomery. You dig what I'm saying? This year I helped with the kids, you know what I'm saying? Because the kids wanted to we had all the sparklers and all that. Everything we had for the kids, I did my part. I played my role, you know what I'm saying? I was helping the kids light their fireworks and all that. And had I seen the news prior to, I probably wouldn't have been as active with the fireworks. You dig what I'm saying? Had I seen what had happened and what was going on, I probably wouldn't have been as active with the fire or let the kids, at least mine, be as active. Shout out to 4 Extras, man. My man 4 Extra got his whole hand blowed off playing with the fireworks. Now, he had some M1000s. For those who don't know, you probably heard of the M80s, the M90s, you know what I mean, the M100. I ain't never even heard of an M1000. Chat, have y'all ever heard of an M1000? What up, Arby? That's my niece in the building. Have y'all ever heard of an M1000, chat? I've never heard of an M1000, but I did my research, and an M1000 is 1/4 of a stick of dynamite. He had 2 in his hand, which that's a half a stick of dynamite if you know your fractions, right? My man 4Extra blew his whole hand off, chat, playing with the M1000. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I'm not going to even play like I wasn't one of them kids back in the day in the hood that used to light the fireworks and want to throw them. Or, you know, we used to play them little games with the little bottle rockets. Like, we hold them as long as we can. And then, you know, right before they just, we throw them in the air right before. You feel me? I can't show the footage or the picture. But if you want to see, I just Google 4Extras firework accident. I'm lost for words in this situation because I was just out there lighting fireworks with my kids. I was just out there letting my kids hold sparklers and all that, and I'm trying to figure and think, what in the world would I have to tell the mothers of my children if I had to come back and deliver my kids back to their mothers and one of their hands was still left at the scene of the fireworks show? I'm not gonna lie, my man 4Extra hand like a bowl of spaghetti. His hand like a bowl of hamburger helper. His hand like a bowl of beef raviolis in his lap. Now, I'm not being funny. I'm not making no jokes because, truth be told, this is a tragic situation. Let's just keep it a brick. But at that age and at that level of I would even say success based on him being a famous, at least on the West Coast, podcaster, I would think that you would know certain things we just can't do. Me personally, I make my money, my revenue off my hands and my voice. That's why I stopped smoking. I'm not going to jeopardize my money makers. You dig what I'm saying? 4Extra's thing is he likes to squabble. He likes to talk about getting down. He likes to fight. He challenged people to fist fights like a gladiator, a Spartan, a warrior, a real gladiator, right? Well, it's going to be hard to live up to that persona with one hand. Now, shout out to my boy AD from Community. He definitely made a valid point, a strong point, a solid point, if you will. He said once that hand heal up, he still might be able to get down based on the fact that imagine getting hit with a bone, straight bone. I thought that was rather hilarious. And when I thought about it, it's like, you know what? That might be a thing. But let's keep it let's keep it real. If your whole thing was squabbling and getting down, do you still have the same energy once one of your whole hands got blowed off? And if your pinky and your thumb is still left on the scene, are we really out here still challenging people to squabbles? Now, me personally, I hope 4Extra, keeps that same energy because, hey, man, you are who you are. And, if you felt like you had the advantage because you had superior squabble skills, I will hope that you just don't lose all of that because you lost a whole. Now, London up too, Arby. I hope you wouldn't lose all of your gusto because one of your hands. Because if you squabbling like that, you should still be able to still get down with just one hand. Let's just start there. I don't know. I done heard conspiracy theories about maybe it was a thing to where, you feel me, like they were saying something about terrorists and it was a conspiracy that they were dropping off faulty fireworks because some people were saying that the fireworks were defective and they just went off immediately. Like, as soon as he lit them, They went off. Now, a couple of things we used to do back in the day was we would always have one of those long barbecue grill lighters to where we could light it and still be back far enough to where it's like we lighten it, but we kind of can still, boom, we light it as soon as we take off. And that was part of the thrill. It wasn't until we got a lot older to where we was like, we was throwing them out our hand and all that. But I could kind of see the point of the conspiracy theory of putting the fireworks in the hood and all that. But then it's like, because they were saying like a terrorist group and all that. And they weren't saying like the Klan or nothing. They were saying more like overseas, like. And I'm like, why would like Middle Easterners and all that be targeting the hood, the projects, the ghetto with faulty fireworks? Let's start there. Like, why? What's the point? I don't get the point. I feel like, personally, this is just my take. I have no proof, no evidence, or nothing even to validate what I'm saying. This is just me talking to y'all. I feel like 4Extra was trying to hold them joints to the wire, long as he could, and he just held them too long. They also said somebody got their whole left side, right side of their face blowed off, which is crazy as well. That's even crazier too, because it's like at this point now, I would assume your man's that was standing next to you, he got caught in the crossfire. Got his whole cheeks blowed off. Pause. He got his cheeks exploded. Pause. Just for standing there. And it really made me take a step back and a deep dive look into, am I even rocking with fireworks after this? Are y'all working with, because he ain't the only one. I think it was a MLB player. He lost like 2-3 fingers. I don't know, this year, last year. Shout out Jeff in the building. I think it was another little girl. She got caught up in one of them, like, the fireworks that you put in the canyon and it just do like the medley. She got caught up in that. I think kind of like set her on fire, which was crazy. What's going on, Jeff? We just here chopping it up. You did. Another person I think he was running in the house trying to get away from fireworks. The fireworks would follow, them joints follow him in the crib. So my question to y'all is the risk worth the reward of these fireworks? Now, the whole 4Extra hand getting blowed off thing hit close to home to me personally because, I definitely bang with the No Jumper podcast and a lot of the stuff they be having going on. I will say I do feel like it's something over there when it comes to dealing with Adam 22 and No Jumper though, because I promise you, everybody that is there and affiliated with them except Adam and Whack 100 are experiencing the worst luck, the worst everything. Like just life. Life just goes traumatically in the wrong way. I saw what 607 Unc said that he basically put voodoo on 4Extras, and that's why his hand got, turned to a bowl of spaghetti. Me personally, I don't believe in that. I'm, a believer in God, you know what I'm saying? The Most High. Shout out to Jesus gang. That's me. So I don't really partake or even give energy to the voodoo thing and all that. I know there are dark entities out here that do exist. I know that, to believe in a good, you have to believe in the bad. If you believe in angels, you got to believe in demons. Believe in God, you got to believe in the devil and all that. I just don't subscribe to that personally. But nah, 607 Unc definitely was out here claiming that. He was claiming that hand. Not gonna lie, he claimed that hand, gang. And I don't know. It was crazy though, because he did do the little ritual beforehand, the little sacrifice and all that beforehand. And no pun intended when I say beforehand. But my man hand got blowed to smithereens. You ever been building Legos and then your little brother and sister come through and knock your Legos down and Legos go everywhere? That's what happened to 4 Extra's hand, man. And I'm just sitting here to say, all I'm trying to tell y'all is, I don't feel like the risk is worth the reward of playing with fireworks, man. I don't even think that like next year, my kids might have to just spectate. Bird, what it do, Bird? What's going on with you? Yeah, next year, my kids might just have to spectate with 4th of July because it's starting to get to a point to where it's too many accidents happening with these fireworks. Bird, are you letting your kids light fireworks, play with fireworks, throw fireworks and the whole thing? Like, I think the most that we let our kids do is the Roman candles. And I ain't gonna even lie, even with them, that's tricky because if you don't hold the Roman candles the right way, you pretty much fireballing your own kids. Let's start with that. You'll be done sit here and set your whole baby on fire trying to let them hold a Roman candle if you light that joint the wrong way. So I think this year right here between the MLB players and the regular people, bro, you know what I'm saying? I think I agree with my partner Jeff when he says save your money and go watch a fireworks show. Leave that to the professionals. Straight up and down. Y'all seen what happened to Michael Jackson. His whole head caught on fire. He was wearing a lace front wig for 40 years after his accident, dealing with pyro and fireworks. You dig what I'm saying? I just don't think it's worth it. And then dealing with kids and fireworks, bro, it's never enough. You just keep buying, you just keep lighting them, and it's like they never really get a chance to be like, it's like that thirst for the fireworks show is never quenched. They always want you to keep lighting more fireworks, bro. Not gonna lie to you, gang. This year, my kids had to watch every bit of $3,500 worth of fireworks. They lit at least $500-$600 worth of Roman candles and sparklers, and they still wanted more fireworks, gang. And like Jeff said, what if you burn your... Shout out to the homie in Cali, man, that burnt this house down, too. That happened. Like, all these scenarios y'all putting in the chat really happened in real life to real people. And what do you do when you burn your whole crib down for one night? That's like smashing a little dirt bag and making it your baby mama. One night of fun turned into a lifetime of trauma. But y'all let me know in the chat, man. Prayers to 4 Extra, man. Healing energy. I don't know if he gonna have the same energy. I think the most gangsterest thing that he could do to date is to still have that same energy that he had before he lost the hand, because don't lose a hand and then lose the man that was out here challenging everybody to squabbles is all I'm trying to say. You got to still be that man at a squabble and get down. You got to still be willing to get down. Like, that's the only thing about it. Like, you can't not get down now that you done lost your hand. But shout out to him. Excuse me. Who else had a crazy weekend? Oh, boom. Everybody on this list had a crazy weekend. Let's get into it. Who got next? Who we got next? Oh, Drake. Who saw the pictures of Drake? And I ain't gonna even say what I saw. Let me just see who in the chat. Who saw the pictures of Drake this weekend? And what was y'all thoughts on Drake picture? Drake had the best and the worst weekend ever. On one hand, he dropped a new joint, which is a banger. The What Did I Miss? I like that joint. The whole Iceman rollout. And I don't really know what the Iceman is. Is it because he's cold? Is it because his heart cold, or because he the coldest? I don't know. But I just like the title. But then I kept scrolling and saw pause, but the picture of Drake with his shirt off in the Roadblocks abs. Come on, Drake. Come on, Drake. Now, for anybody that's like me, that's a gym enthusiast that wants to get back in the gym and get it all right and tight, Drake has the abs and the body that I do not want. Let's start there. That's what I don't want. That's what I don't care about. If you seen the picture, man, Drake got rock solid abs, bro. And it looked like that's all he did was go to the gym and do abs every day, 8 days a week, 25 hours a day. Drake got the most constructed, solid abs I've ever seen on anybody ever in life. And the crazy part is, usually when people have like those, a certain definition of abs, it's like the abdomen section goes in. It's like a slope in. You dig what I'm saying? Drake got same body, same torso, and just like Lego abs across the top. And I don't understand what's going on, Drake. Like, I'm starting to think Drake does these kind of things because he knows that he's going to go viral and people are going to talk about it. And I'm here to talk about it, Drake, because I'm trying to figure out what the hell was on your mind when you went and got them Legos placed inside your stomach. Drake's stomach area look like a Roblox character. I'm not going to lie. Minecraft, if you will. Drake got Minecraft abs, and I'm trying to figure out at this point who is on his team that's not really his friend. Because at this point, I don't feel like any of Drake's alleged friends are really his friends because no one has told you that 90% of the things that you're doing, Drizzy, are bad ideas. Like no one is like who is advising you, Drake, at this point? I'm gonna put a picture up when I in post-production. But if y'all saw these ads, listen. For your abs to be that solid, but no shoulders, no triceps, no biceps, no arms, you ain't even got the little neck, nothing else is in shape. Straight abs. And it's starting to make me not even want to get past a certain dollar amount. Chat, let me know, how much money do you have to where you stop listening to everybody? Because there's no way you're going to tell me that his plastic surgeon heard his plan, gave him a consultation, and felt like moving forward with giving him Ninja Turtle abs was a good idea. And at this point, I'm starting to think that it's a certain dollar amount that you can get that nobody can give you advice. And I pray at night and every morning that God stops my financial blessings at the point where I stop taking advice from people who loves me in real life. Like I pray that when the bag finally drop and they come in, that people like Jeff, Bird, Ball, Tony, my wife, my friends, you know what I mean, from high school, all that. I pray that these people are still in my life to be like, hey, you tripping. Or good idea, bad idea. And I also pray that my ears always stay tuned in to the good advice. And my discernment never goes to the point that I don't listen to the good advice. Because you got to still have people in your corner that can tell you like, hey, bro, that ain't it. But I also feel like Drake does this on purpose. The duck lip pictures he take. He know folks gonna get on him about that. The barrettes in his hair. He know people gonna get on him about that. A lot of the pictures and poses he take, he know people gonna eat his ass up about that. But it doesn't stop my man Aubrey Graham for doing his thing. And that's what makes me believe that he is not only knowledgeable, but intentional. But what do y'all think, chat? Y'all give me 2 seconds. I'm finna go to the bathroom. I'm gonna put a commercial right here in post-production. But Jeff, talk to the chat for me, Jeff. I'm about to bring somebody up. Yeah. We back. Let me see. What my girl Bird at or Jeff, man? We're gonna bring some people up and get some feedback too. And I'm gonna get off Drake. You know what? Because one thing I will say, and one thing that does come along with having enough money not to listen to anybody also is having enough money to do whatever the hell you really want to do. And one thing I can say is, I mean, people in a certain tax bracket definitely think about things and see things a different type of way. And I do agree to that. I do understand that. And I also understand that, you don't know what you would do in a situation where you got that kind of money where you could do whatever you want to do. You dig what I'm saying? Like, if you could do whatever you wanted to do, however you wanted to do it, we don't know really what would happen or how you would respond or react or what your like reality of certain situations would be. But I do want to know this, chat. How do y'all feel about men? Because we're going to get off Drake. Them his abs. If he want to make his abs look like a Roadblock character, so be it. But how do y'all feel about men getting cosmetic surgery? Do y'all feel like that's the manly or a manly thing? Because y'all like to call men zesty and spicy for any and everything. A man can tell y'all how he feel about his emotions, and y'all feel like that's zesty. A man can tell y'all how he feel about his emotions, that's spicy. Man, if a man cry, that's spicy. A man get emotional about his old lady, that's zesty. So I do want to know, chat. Hold on to these. I don't need these. Not right. Not till we get somebody on here. Hold on, I don't want to do that. How do y'all feel, chat, about men getting cosmetic surgery? Is that cool or is that out of pocket? And we saying this, and I'm asking this based on the whole thing about Drake getting his alleged fake abs. Because I don't know whether his abs real or fake or not. I just know they don't like nothing I ever seen before besides on Fantastic Four. And the only person I seen with abs like that is my man The Thing. Shout out to The Thing from Fantastic Four. Him and Drake got the same type abs. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. What do y'all think, chat? Let me know. Or is that like a kind of like a slap in the face to God's work? Because I feel like God don't give nobody more than they can handle. So for you women who are getting these BBLs and all that, I feel like if God wanted you to have them tight buns, he would have gave you them tight buns. I feel like Drake, you light skin with good hair. If God wanted you to have a 6-pack like that, an 8-pack, I think Drake got an 8-pack. Drake went so far, he got an 8-pack. Y'all know how long it take to get a natural 8-pack, bro? Drake went and got an 8-pack. What y'all think about that? I think if God wanted Drake to have an 8-pack, Drake would have been able to work out and get an 8-pack, bro. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. But what do y'all think? Can men get cosmetic surgery and it's still cool? Or do y'all women, people out here consider that spicy? Like right now, if next episode I came on here with my shirt off and I had like my chest was looking like I ain't never worked out, my arms was still like I could do a punching bag pretty good, but I'm talking about bricked up. The whole abdomen bricked up. Are y'all gonna talk crazy? Are y'all gonna talk crazy? Or y'all gonna just jump in the chat and get in the conversation like as if I ain't never did nothing wrong. Cause I don't feel like I could show up next week with an 8-pack and ain't nobody gonna have nothing to say. But if I can, let me know. Cause I've been saving for something else. But if I can use that for a random 8-pack, I spend that, come 8-packed up, and start fresh. Or do those enhancements only, stroke the ego like as a temporary fix. Because you got people out here that done did work and I don't know for a fact, but just judging from what I can see from an overview, still ain't happy. Or still can't, bag a certain type of person or relationship or status that they want. Like, we can talk about my girl. And I love you to death, baby. You probably my top. For sure, Cardi B is in my top 10. Now, I'm a married man, and I ain't looking for nothing extra, nothing new, or none of that. And I don't even do hypotheticals like if I wasn't married. And shout out to you, Jeff. I agree. If you want change, put it in the work because that's the only way you're going to appreciate it, bro. You get out here and you start cutting on your body and carving on your body and all that. Like, it's cool, but it's not the same. The appreciation level ain't the same. And God forbid the people who knew you before you went to Miami, Atlanta, or Columbia and came back with the new body. And if you ever really went to the gym and worked out to put in that work, you know how long it takes to go from the Hirsch body to that body. That take years. Don't get me wrong, you might be able to slim down a little bit. But to really get out here and just be taking your shirt off and posting like oiled up abs is crazy. Like, Drake, you were just beefing with Kendrick a year ago, bro, and you wasn't that in shape. Because you ain't want to catch no phase or nothing. And I ain't body shaming nobody. I really not. But I think women have made it so popular. And a lot of these dudes see the results in the love that women get from it, that they're just like everything else that women do, which I don't understand where this trend come from. But men are now being so enticed by what women do that men are out here mimicking the acts of women. And this body shaping, sculpting, contouring is just one of the latest trends. Because once upon a time, if you was a dude that could go to the gym, or if you was a dude that could go to the gym and only get you a 4-pack, a 2-pack, a 5-pack, that's just what you was cool with. You dealt with it. You accepted your L's or your W as what it was, and that's what it was. And Drake ain't the only one. You got people like Finesse 2 Times, allegedly, got body work done. Bandman Kevo, allegedly. Even Moneybag Yo, a certified street ninja, allegedly getting work done. And it's like the streets have rewritten the code book. Not only is snitching not just forbidden, but men going up under the knife is okay. I don't get how men getting put to sleep and waking up with a new body is cool. Now, like I said, I don't know what I would do if I had unlimited millions of dollars and could get me a whole new body for about 40, 50 grand. I'm not gonna lie to y'all like I wouldn't come back with a whole new hairline. Come on, man. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Look, you can see a little fuzz. But see, this is how transparent I am. You can see if you zoom in, you can see a little fuzz to see. It's wicked up here. I'm not gonna even act like I wouldn't just show up with a whole new crispy senior high school headline on y'all in 2-3 weeks. I'm not gonna act like I want to show with Popeye biceps and try. I'm not gonna do that. Now I would probably get a better surgeon than Drake, but I might show with some abs and that little line, that little V line, pause, that you get when you've been just working out. That's how I knew Drake ass was fake. Pause, but he didn't even have that little V, pause, that you get when you really working out your abs, bro. And I knew that men doing it was crazy when women who had done it and was doing it, it wasn't even working for them no more. Because believe it or not, I think the world is, everything is full circle, nothing new under the sun. I feel like the world is going back to the original woman, the original body, just the original, like from music to the hustles to everything is going back to the original, bro. When you got somebody like Cardi B who can't keep a man, it make you really start to think, like, what's going on? Marvin Gaye, what's going on? For real, dead ass, like, what's going on, bro? Like, how is it Cardi B can't keep a man? And y'all remember Cardi B from the early days of Love and Hip Hop, bro. Shout out Jeff, you right. God, that's the way God intended for you to be. That's what I'm saying. Like you redoing the master's masterpiece, the ultimate masterpiece. God made you how he saw you fit, how he saw fit to make you. That's like me giving my sister a $1 million mansion and then she going in calling in some contractors the next day. Cause she want to extend this and shrink this and, you know what I mean, widen this. It's like, what? I just gave you a mansion and you like, thank you, but I want it like this is crazy. That's what you doing to your body, to me. Like I almost think getting cosmetic surgery to a certain degree, certain things is blasphemous. Now, like stuff like leg braces, shout out to Forrest Gump. Stuff like getting braces on your legs or braces on your teeth, no. If you got over all that, whatever. I get glasses, contacts, no. But when you start going to redo your whole body, like folks out here changing the color of their eyes and all that. Like honestly, I don't even feel like me going to get a new hairline would be black. But some of y'all is changing y'all whole anatomies and becoming whole new people. Do y'all understand that we living in a world where we walk around with real creative players? People is turning themselves into creative players in the world. Like, do you understand? A lot of y'all is dating, married, and in relationships with people that is not their original selves. Think about that. A lot of y'all is in relationships and dealing with people, friendships, relationships, married to people that is the creative version, avatar version of they self. Imagine being married to somebody who has no childhood pictures of memories of themselves. Imagine being in a relationship or married to a man or woman, right? And they don't have any original pictures of themselves. Like, it's like they photographic history fingerprints started once they got ultra fine. You know how crazy that'd be? To be married to a female and you can't even, and she has no pictures of how she looked in high school, college, childhood. Like her photo gallery don't start till she got the stupid BBL with the flat stomach, with the breast augmentation and the whole little thing. At this point, you dating a married to Mrs. Potato Head. And that's what I think when I think about people like Cardi B. Like, how is Cardi B going through a divorce with Offset, and at the same time, just got broke up with by Stephon Diggs? Now how y'all want me to start this breakdown? Yo, Mert, how you want me to start this off? Because I can start this off biblical, or I can start this off in the streets. But either way it go, she's cooked. Like my man say, she's chopped. Hold up, but look, before I even get into that real quick, T. Murr, what's good? Hey, shout out to my man Tony Lorenzo. He the biggest Drake fan I know, besides 40 and Chubbs. Tony, how do you defend your man Drake showing up on the internet with the Roblox Minecraft abs, bro? Your man Drake popped up with the Minecraft abs. I want to know how you defend that. Your man when they got abs like he was in Legoland. If I pay for it, it's mine. That's cap. That's cap, Mur. Come on, man. That's cap, bro. So you telling me right now, if I show up to the baby shower with an 8-pack, ain't nobody got nothing to say? You saying you gonna congratulate me? If I show up Sunday with an 8-pack, it's all good. If I show up Sunday with my 12th grade hairline, it's all good. What you telling me right now? Nah, bruh. That's a lie. And you ain't being honest. God ain't pleased with that. It's a lie, bro. And I'm going to tell you how I know. Shout out to my wife, and I ain't trying to be disrespectful. This is just, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to the wifey. But this is just, I gotta get context. I've dealt with a couple augmented body parts in my life. You dig what I'm saying? And see, makeup is different. I knew you were going to say that because we already talked about it before you got on here. There are light augmentations that you can make. To me, if you get braces to fix an underbite, overbite, you know, if you got them extra like Wolfgang puck teeth, like you got extra like canine teeth at the top of you got to get all that fixed, cool. Glasses and stuff like that, that's cool. That's stuff that you can't eat enough apples. They say an apple a day keeps the dentist away. It's a goddamn lie. Because you can't eat enough apples to make it to where them extra teeth. You know folks be having them extra teeth up here? You can't eat enough apples a day, B, to get rid of them extra teeth. And in certain countries, them extra teeth is a weapon, V. In certain countries, V, you got 2 teeth up here, you might as well have a blade in your pocket, B. You dig what I'm saying? Underbites. You can't tell me walk around like Butthead or Beavis with the underbite is cool, B. You trying to talking like Bubba Gump. Nah, you need to fix that. That's not cosmetic. That's mandatory. But Drake got enough money to get a dietitian, to get a personal trainer. And clearly, Kendrick bodied your boy a year ago. So you ain't had nothing to do. You could have worked out for a whole year and some change and got you some real abs, bro. But he didn't do that. And you know, Drake catch a lot of backlash for doing a lot of feminine women things, allegedly. I just don't think Drake going to go get woman cosmetic work. And at this point, I don't even think that's cosmetic. That's almost prosthetic. Because prosthetic is going to go get something replaced. Do you know what I'm saying? Shout out to What Did I Miss? Yes, that's the banger. We already spoke on that. That's a banger. I think the real question is, what did we miss? Like, when did we miss this young man going to the gym long enough to? Because true indeed, he's been off the scene laying low for like a year. But bro, I'm saying, okay, my man's such a big Drake fan. I don't even think that he even seen the picture. Did you even see the picture though? For real, keep it real. Did you see the picture of Drake new abs? Like, even females work out a little bit first. And we see them working out, eating right. They be posting the little fake meal preps. And they don't just pop up with the new yarn. Drake came out the blue with the new yarn means. Like, he just, come on, bro. He got abs like the thing. And all I'm trying to tell you and Drake is whatever you think you're going to get from that is not going to be the same, bro. There's no shortcuts to the game, bro. It's never been shortcuts, bro. Who is that? You saying, who is that? Are you talking about Shorty? Sam. Well, one thing about that is she put in the work too, though. Because she ain't just go from just Big Mama's house to yarn, she had slimmed down. She kept just enough of it. She kept just enough of it to put where she wanted it. And then she did the work to maintain it, because I know a couple of homegirls, I ain't gonna say no names, that done had like 4 or 5 BBLs. 4 or 5 might have one kid that had 5 mommy makeovers. Like, how many mommy makeovers can you get before you realize that's just God plan for you, shorty? God won't put more on you than you can handle. Some of y'all ain't meant to be. Me, I realize I ain't meant to have just no crispy hairline, hazel eyes, and a 6-pack. Because I'm walking around here like Mr. Potato Head, and I'm past tense, wreaking havoc in the streets. I'm the MVP of dad bods, back in the day, long time ago, wreaking havoc in these streets. I can imagine me with some lighter brown eyes, a full hairline, and a 6-pack. Well, none of y'all have no love lives. That's all I'm trying to tell you. Y'all lucky y'all missed me with a full hairline when I had the brown contacts. Me and Tony went around the school with I had brown, he had hazel contacts. Well, none of y'all have no love lives, no wives out here. That's all I'm trying to tell y'all. They ain't tell them. They ain't want to see us when we was wearing the color contacts with, you know what I mean? Before the hairline started to get dismissive. When the hairline was in full attendance, like an honor roll student, y'all ain't want to see me. And if I wanted to just show out right, hey, man, listen. Get back to the point. Cardi B is about to be divorced, an ex-baby mama, and now she done got left. And Stephon Diggs, how many of y'all thought Cardi B and Stephon Diggs was even going to make it? A lot of females was championing that. And that's what's wrong with a lot of y'all women too. A lot of y'all be talking that, you know what I mean? It's so easy to manipulate the female species. It's so easy to get y'all on a wave that's not even big enough to really boogie board, let alone surf on. A lot of these waves y'all women be jumping on, it's not even big enough to boogie board on. You know what a boogie board is? A boogie board is like a baby surfboard that you don't even stand up on. You just lay on your stomach. You lay on your stomach, man. That's what Drake got implanted. Drake got a boogie board implanted in his stomach. But a lot of y'all be riding waves that's only meant for boogie boards, bro. A lot of y'all women, bruh. Because y'all will sit here and make somebody like Cardi B and Stephon Diggs relationship goals. But that ain't even the sad part. The sad part is y'all will make Cardi B and Offset a body boy. I call it, what else is a body boy? Okay. That's, shout out Jeff. That's the correct term. We call it boogie boys. I got it. Or what? Oh, am I saying, is a boogie boy something else, Jeff? Correct me if I'm wrong. Because I ain't above reproach. Far be it for me to be on here acting like I know it all. But you're right, Tony. She is a single mom. This is a double lesson, though. Because a lot of y'all single moms out here trying to figure out what's wrong with me. What am I doing wrong? What ain't I doing right? Y'all got to look at the history of the women that have been cheated on. They're pretty much the same. All right, bet. Y'all got to remember, man, dude cheated on Halle Berry, Janet Jackson, Stacey Dash, Cardi B. Who else? Everybody. Let Britney Spears tell it. No, wait. Did Justin cheat on Britney or did Britney cheat on Justin? Nah, I think Britney cheated on that. That go for the men too. Britney Spears cheated on Justin, allegedly. Yeah, same thing. Body boy, boogie boys. Yeah, we call them boogie boys because that's just what we say. Y'all, it's the same thing though. Yeah, like we ain't really like for us in the hood to get good enough to use a boogie or body board is equivalent to our white brothers being able to use an actual surfboard. So yeah, like that's our surfing. If you can get the concept of how to catch a wave enough to ride that pause on a boogie or body board, and that's probably why we call them boogie boards, because we don't want to say we riding on a body, but that's crazy. So yeah, the same thing. We on the same page. If people, Janet Jackson got cheated on, bro. Halle Berry, Jennifer Lopez got cheated on, bro. And this is before the body augmentations came into play. Let's start there. So for Cardi B to get cheated on by Offset, and I don't even know if we can say that Stephon Diggs cheated, but I'm pretty sure he did. But we're gonna still say allegedly for legal purposes. Is all that cutting and carving on your body even worth it? Nah, I ain't gonna lie. That orthodontic dentist part, salute her for that. Because she had teeth like a 10th degree vampire. Not gonna lie. She had black belt vampire teeth. I'm not gonna lie. I would have been scared to do anything more than just Cardi B before. But she was already fine. You gotta think you was a stripper. Now you added some extra to your you added a little bit more yearning to your mean. But Cardi was fine from the beginning now. And it's like, what is it worth when you got people saying things like, oh, I'm sorry, not people. Stephon Diggs went on record by saying like the smell. And maybe the chat can give me some more insight on that, because I didn't know that BBL smell. Now, I've had like 2-3 BBLs. Not me. That's going to sound crazy. They're going to clip that. Somebody clip that, send it to me. I've dealt with 2-3 women that had BBLs in my life. I've never smelt anything from a BBL. But for Stephon Diggs to say her BBL smelt, it was unbearable. It only raised the question in my head, what did it smell like? Because allegedly he said garbage truck juice and hot dog water. And you gotta be careful. Anytime somebody say hot dog water, my son say hot dog water. And he ain't never been talking about no BBL. So when people say hot dog water, it's like, Cause my son say hot dog water. Like he talking about when he roasted, he'll hit me with like If I'm roasting him, he be like, "Oh, Dad, your breath smell like hot dog water." You know what I mean? So hot dog water, but garbage truck, and he'll say garbage truck juice too, though. And I'm trying to figure out, like, what is it about the BBL that will make it stink, though? Because I'm really, I don't even think it's the BBL that stink. I think it's the fact that the cheeks might be so big that now you can't really wipe as good as you used to. That's what I think. I don't think it's the BBL. I think it's that you're not used to wiping and cleaning a circumference that big. So maybe what your muscle memory is used to wiping and cleaning is probably not the same. So now when you wiping and cleaning, fam, I think you probably thinking you're done wiping and you're not. I think you're not. And I think that might be the problem because shout out to Cambodian Queen. Cambodian Queen. I remember one of the BBLs I dealt with was straight, but she was extra clean, like 2-3 showers a day. And now that I think about it, maybe that was what it was. Maybe that was what it was. And she used to use baby wipes. I'm pretty sure that's what it was, chat. Maybe a BBL should come with a bidet. Maybe you should put some extra money into it. When you get the BBL, you should get a bidet. You know what a bidet is if you don't Google it. It's a little toilet seat that shoot a little and you to make you. Can't say it on TikTok. Shoot a little water in your crack. Clean you out. Or maybe for sure you should just use like baby wipes or wet ones or something. I don't think it, honestly, I don't think that if you go from having little buns to extra buns, I don't think you probably should use like regular tissue and toilet paper. I think you should, honestly, if you change your buns, you probably should change your equipment. Wet wipes, all that. Only thing I wouldn't say use is them little alcohol pads, because, you know, if you don't wipe good, you be scratching. You mess around, scratch 2-3 times and hit that thing with an alcohol pad, yeah, you coming off that toilet. You coming off that toilet like a bottle rocket. Because you be done scratched and then hit it with an alcohol pad, it's over. You spending the day soaking your buns in some of that, a bowl of that ice water with some of that Saratoga water. That's all I'm trying to tell you. That's all I'm trying to tell you. But Cardi B, do I believe Cardi B BBL stink? No. I think maybe Cardi B's not used to cleaning and keeping that size of buns clean to where the buns she had before, 2-3 wipes might have been straight, allegedly. And now that she got these new buns, you got to use almost a quarter roll to wipe them buns. And I think that you're done. I think people with the new buns be thinking that they clean because of what they used to wiping with their old buns and don't realize you got to wipe a little bit more. It take a little bit more. Honestly, I think if you get a BBL, you probably need to start just getting in the habit of knowing that when you take a deuce, go on get in the shower, baby. Shout out to Khalil. Khalil take a dump, Khalil getting in the shower. Do like my son. You take a dump, get in the shower. That's all I'm trying to tell y'all. Shout out to him. He take a dump, he getting in the shower. Shout out to the wife. She take a dump, she trying to get in the shower. She in the chat. I ain't gonna say her name because I don't want to embarrass her. I ain't gonna tell y'all that she Tamara Lewis in the chat. But when she take a dump, she get right in the shower. Put the same drawers on, but she get in the shower though. And that's cool, because them the draws she had on before she took a deuce. You can put the same draws on. That's all I'm trying to tell y'all. But the bigger picture of this is, gotta be happy with what God gave you. And that's in life, that's in body, that's in situations, opportunities. You go out here and you trying to rewrite God's plan, it's never gonna work for you. It's never gonna work out for you, bro. I'm telling y'all right now, that's what God love. I feel like that's the moral of this story. The moral of the story is, you can get fake Drake abs, you can get Cardi B buns, you can get the flattest stomach, the biggest boobs in the world. And if you don't fix the things on the inside that's wrong and messed up, you're going to end up just like a bad body, water balloon body, garbage bag with water in it body, Mrs. Potato Head body, fresh, organically grown watermelon body, got stung by a honey bumblebee body built. It's not going to matter. At the end of the day, cosmetic surgery can't fix the problems that's on the inside, B. And I'm not saying Cardi's a bad person, because I'm one of them people, hey, listen, I like a challenge. I work best with my back against the wall, you dig? You heard? So I'm one of the ones, I like a fixer-upper project. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I take that and turn it into something. But that's the difference, though. You got you a millionaire. You out here dealing with these millionaires and all that, man. You know, they be seeing so much. It be almost impossible to impress them. And then when you a female or a male in that life, you see so many quote unquote perfect this and perfect that, it be hard to even impress yourself. Now you got yourself out here playing yourself, got yourself looking stupid. Cause you out here trying to be perfect to yourself. And when you know you ain't. That's the crazy. Imagine trying to be the perfect version of something that you know is the definition of imperfection. Imagine every time you look in the mirror, you trying to sit here and make sense of what you deem as imperfect. Perfect. Imagine trying to live up to what visually is imperfect, when really mentally, spiritually, psychologically, a level of perfection, spiritually first. Imagine you trying to visually obtain perfection that only could come from a certain type of mentality. We're going to let that sink in for like 5 seconds, though. Imagine you having a version of perfection based on another person's avatar, based on their version of perfection. Imagine me trying to make my hairline look like a 20-year-old, turning my dad bod into a 19, 20-year-old that ain't got no kids. You got people out here that's getting shin implants, making themselves taller. Boy, do you know the equilibrium of your body? Do you understand that? You ever heard something called balance and proportion? You realize your arms are as long as your like your legs and arms is equally as long as they need to be for you to have a successful life. You do understand what I'm saying, right? Your torso, thighs and legs and all that, everything is proportion. perfectly. Boy, you know what it means. Y'all know y'all see them women with them BBLs and they backside be looking crazy compared to their thighs and their legs and all that. Boy, do you know that your arms and legs are perfectly proportioned for the life you're supposed to have? Can you imagine adding 3 to 6 inches to your legs and not to your arms? Stupid. You know you still can't dunk. Yo, imagine adding 6 inches to your shins, bro. And then your forearm still too short to grab the rim, fam. Imagine you adding 6 inches or 3 inches to your shins, 3 inches to your forearms, and your fingers still too small to palm a basketball, fam. Even if you get to the rim, you can't hold on to the ball paws long enough to dunk it, fam. That's all I'm going to say to y'all about that. Let's think about that. A lot of times y'all be out here chasing a reality that's not even meant for y'all. A lot of times y'all out here chasing perfection when nobody was perfect. Nobody will ever be perfect. Perfection is really not even the end goal. Your version, mind you, the main word is your version. Your version of perfection could be the goal, but understanding that total and absolute perfection is impossible is also the mindset to have. They say, shoot for the stars, or aim for the sky, shoot for the stars, or whatever it is. That's like a mantra and a metaphor. That means your goal can be the stars. That way, if you end up in the clouds, you still better than where you started on the ground. No one really expects to shoot for the stars and end up on a star. Do y'all realize that if you actually ended up on a star is actually too hot to actually be a surface? And it's only a figment. It's only meant to look at and not actually live on. Think about that. Think about the fact that if you could actually reach a star, you couldn't even exist on it or even around it. Within 1,000,000 miles of the atmosphere of a star, you couldn't even exist. Think about that. Now I'm getting too deep. Pause for a lot of y'all. So I'm going to leave that alone. Christina, what it do, baby? I'm going to leave that alone. Let me see. Last couple of topics before we get up out of here. Malik Beasley. And it's perfect segue. Malik Beasley. I'll say we talk about being satisfied with what God gave you. Malik Beasley, NBA player, made it to the playoffs. Now they accusing my man and investigating him for betting on himself with the prize picks and all that and blowing the games. So once again, the NBA contract that God blessed you with wasn't enough. And now that they're alleging that you were blowing and fixing games. What are y'all thoughts on that? Do y'all believe Malik Beasley was doing that? And I'm not going to lie. I saw the TikTok videos. I saw the YouTube videos. And I'm not going to lie. My man was out here Pooh. My man was out here Winnie the Pooh on the court. Not going to lie. A lot of them plays, he was fumbling and all that. Not going to lie to y'all. I could definitely say my man looked like he might have probably had bet on his own prize picks. Or he looked at his own prize picks before the game. And shout out Eric in the building. If y'all looking for a house, y'all trying to buy a house, I even think the homie can get you a rental property if you need that. You know what I'm saying? Trying to rent something you ain't ready to buy. Y'all follow my homegirl, Erica.realtor.homegirl. You know what I mean? You feel what I'm saying? Shout out to her. But yeah, a couple of the plays my boy was making, man, he was looking sick out here, man. He was looking crazy. He was looking like he really wasn't. Hey, don't just be in here. Make sure y'all hit that like button for me at least 100 times. Especially if I give you a shout out. Erica, that go to you personally. You know what I'm saying? Hit the like button at least 100 times. When I'm coming to Vegas, I don't know. We might after the baby. You know what I think we're gonna do since our son, me and Tam's son, ain't gonna remember his first birthday, Jeff. Me and Tam, matter of fact, I'm gonna go and put it on record now. Me and Tam coming to Vegas for Carter's first birthday. Cause he ain't gonna remember it no way. So ain't no point of us sitting here throwing this no big birthday party. Cause I got homegirls like Erica that's acting like she don't even remember our baby shower. And Jeff, you remember the baby shower. My homegirl I just gave a shout out to, she act like she don't even remember the baby shower. So ain't no point of throwing no big birthday party for him when half our friends act like they don't even know that we invite him to his baby shower. So I gonna tell you now, a year after we had a baby, me and Tam coming to Vegas for his birthday party. We're gonna do it up for my boy. You know what I'm saying? Because we're gonna be on lock for the next year. So we might as well just come out there and do it big with you, Jeff. You know what I mean? But what y'all think? Y'all think Michael Beasley? I'm sorry, Malik. I said Michael Beasley. Malik Beasley, I'm telling you now, Jeff, we coming. I'm going to holler at Tam. Tam, if you in the chat still, baby, we going out here to Vegas for Carter's first birthday. We going to leave him with your parents. We out of here. I don't know. I'm not going to say Malik Beasley did or didn't. Excuse me. What I will say is, and I've been saying this for the past year, that Prize Picks, Underdog, and all that, and I'm not saying this because I do. Hey, if y'all want to sponsor the show, I might have to go back and erase these episodes later. But I do think online betting and gambling, I'm sorry. What they call it? Fantasy picks. I do think the new wave of fantasy picks have tainted the integrity of all sports. Whether it's pickleball, football, water polo, backgammon. I feel like on Call of Duty, all that. I feel like when they start making it where you can, I don't even know how to say it properly, place wagers on your favorite teams or players, that's when they got tainted. I'm not going to lie. I do feel like a lot of players and just the games and sports themselves have been tainted, bro. I mean, you gotta go back to like before we even had Prize Picks and all that. I think the whole y'all remember when fantasy football was just a thing that you used to do with the homies? When y'all would just do fantasy, I think that was the test run to see how many people would actually be interested and engaged. And I think once we start, once y'all started, I never got into it. Once people got that involved in that, and they saw how many people were actually involved in this fantasy picks and fantasy football and fantasy drafts and fantasy this and fantasy that, if they could do all this for free, imagine if they could win some chili off of it. And I think once they put the money involved, it was over with. It was the beginning of the end for all of that collectively. Honestly, just if you ask me. I've been saying this for a year, though, over a year. Y'all can go back and check my rap sheet. I've been saying this for over a year. Fantasy football and sports and all that been a rap because people been like, you know what I mean, playing with it. I'm not gonna lie, Vegas, like think of like, come on, hey Jeff, answer me this, Jeff. How is the spreads 2.5, 3.5 points, and then they win by 4 points or 3 points? They don't never win by like 5, 6 points above or below the point spread. It either be a point or two above or below. And where do the halves come in? Where do the halves? You know what the halves mean? The halves mean that if I beat you by 1 point, as long as I don't beat you by 2 points, Vegas still wins. I knew it was crazy when you could bet, when you could fantasy pick on a team or a player, and then they don't play, or they play and get hurt, and then they'll change your whole ticket for you. That's how I feel about sports picking. And I ain't gonna lie to you. If I was a player and I was seeing that people was making or losing millions of dollars a night based on how I played a night, and I got the call from Vegas telling me that tonight was gonna be a good night, a bad night for me, I would probably have my homies and family or my wife or somebody put some bread on me too. Yeah, I noticed what they say happened to Mike. Like Mike was betting or whatever, or Mike got that call from Vegas, allegedly. Like you're supposed to win or lose, and he ain't do right. I don't think he was supposed to win one of them rings. That's why, in my opinion, that's why ain't nobody been able to catch that, because ain't nobody supposed to ever got that many rings. And Mike got them rings. Well, Mike got them rings. I think it cost him. R.I.P. You dig? I think that's what happened with anybody that go against the grain. Because it ain't Vegas. Y'all got, who run Vegas, chat? Jeff, who run Vegas? You right, it cost him his father. Vegas don't run itself. The mob run Vegas. Don't never forget the mob in the building, because the mob always in the building. And luckily, I ain't big enough, pause, for them to even care about little old me saying it. I might have to erase this later. I'm going to have to, because I'm going to get that big. We're going to have to take this down. So if you don't catch this now, yeah, that's how the mob clean. Listen, this is how the mob that used to clean their money up. Now it's just legal. Y'all missing the bigger picture. But I ain't trying to put y'all in the frame. If you don't get it, I ain't trying to put you in the frame. But let's keep it a brick. Malik Beasley just trying to do what Malik Beasley need to do for Malik Beasley, man. If allegedly he did what he said he did. All right, let's get up out of here, man. We got a couple more. Let me see what we got. Oh, the Diddy verdict. Let's talk about Diddy real quick. We got so many videos and clips on Diddy. We ain't gonna spend too much time on this, man. Shout out to Diddy, man. Diddy coming home once again, man. Y'all can't tell me I'm not the Billy Goat at this. It's ironic. My name used to be Billy, for my mama changed it. Shout out to my daddy, deadbeat. But my name used to be Billy, and I see why. Because I'm definitely the Billy Goat of this prediction forecasting game. Because I told y'all a long time ago, Diddy was coming home. I told you they ain't had nothing on that boy. And I told y'all the most they could do with Diddy was probably get him on the prostitution. And he was so cold that he ain't even give him the money. So if you're going to charge anybody with paying prostitutes for prostitution, it was going to be Cassie. And you see my boy about to come home. And now they mad and they hurt, they butt hurt, they and they feelings the same way they are about why I said Woody. So they don't even want to sentence my man for a couple more months. They ain't sentencing Diddy for like what? July, August, September, October. 90 days. So we already know he ain't guilty for the big crimes, but he still got to sit there for 90 plus days because they just butt hurt that, no pun intended, but they butt hurt because they can't get my mans, bro. Let's start there. Yeah. They just wanted his tapes. Because you gotta understand, a lot of these people in these positions of power, they just say they just some freaks too. And they just wanted to see the tapes. Like they wanted Epstein tapes, they wanted Diddy tapes. A lot of these folks that's high in power, if Diddy would have gave him the tapes, which would have relinquished the power he had, it would have what Diddy should have did was gave them half of them tapes. They just wanted them tapes. It wasn't about no liquor, about no tequila. It wasn't about no business deals. They wanted them tapes, man. They wanted to spank monkeys to some of them tapes. To some of your favorite actresses, athletes, and such. They wanted to sit back in their little high power rooms and get naughty and nasty and abuse themselves to these tapes. And Diddy wasn't letting the tapes go, so they did what they had to do. Plus, he had his run. He was a prominent figure for too long. But we done talking about Diddy because he's been acquitted of a lot of them charges, most of them charges. The only thing he was found guilty of was transporting prostitutes. And honestly, based on what he had, that is a win for my man. Shout out to Diddy. I already told y'all, only thing he was guilty of was being a freaky bull. And guess what? He finna come home, so shout out to him. What else we got? Last thing we got. You know what? I'm gonna say this B Simone joint for the last time for the next episode. But I do want to speak on the podcaster Finesse from Rich and Unemployed podcast being locked up for fraud. I will say this, and I'm gonna close out on this. Hey man, let's go back to the whole BBL and all that thing I was telling about. Bro was locked up before for like 2-3 years for doing minor fraud, came home, did bigger fraud. And now they got bro. And then now he's about to do about 15 or 20 years. And you can sit here and you can act like you don't care. You can act like it ain't that big of a deal. You can act like you gonna do your time and take it like a man on the chin. Only way you gonna do that is you had somebody in there waiting on you to come home. Yeah, you had your little boo bae sitting in there waiting on you to come home because for you to be sitting out here living your best life, $10 million up, and now all of a sudden they done snatched you up, bro, and you acting like it's cool that you finna do 15 to 20 years, bro. You done lost your damn mind, Finesse. And I'm not gonna lie, you was one of the few podcasters that I like. You was an Atlanta podcaster. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, rich and unemployed. He used to give great advice. And that advice was just as fake as Cardi B's BBL. Yeah, you talked all that and you did all that, bro. And you was giving all this financial literacy and saving your money and becoming this type of man. And you really was out here doing fake ass EBTs and PPP loans, bro. EED loans. And I know a lot of people too. I say this. I know a lot of people that was doing them fake EED loans and all that. And I think if they came and got my mans, I know a lot of people that's probably need to be shook in their boots about that. And I just want to say I'm happy I never did it too. Because I had a lot of homies that was trying to get me to do them. And I almost did it about 4 times. And you know who you are if you tried to get me to do it. And I didn't do it. And everybody was telling me how dumb I was for not doing it. But I'm probably the smartest person I know in my circle for not doing it. You heard? Cause we talking about 5 years later, they still snatching people up. You heard? Moral of the story, man, be happy with what God gave you, what God got you, man. If you want to expand your empire, broaden your horizons, or increase your inventory, man, just do it the right way. There's no shortcuts to fame, success, or a better life. Take your time, figure out a plan, and do it the right way. Because whether you go get you a Roblox set of abs like Drake, a big Cardi B Colombian booty that stink, or you out here doing PPP loans and EED loans like Finesse, in time, the truth always hit the fan. It's your boy. Until next time, love y'all. Episode 18, we out. Yeah, dig.